Thanks a lot. Cheers, everyone. Tastes good. Tastes good.
Carlos Alcaraz is everywhere right now. He's the face of a new tennis era, the youngest world #1 in history, a multiple Grand Slam champion, and the golden boy backed by Nike, Rolex, Louis Vuitton, BMW, and Netflix. On the surface, this looks like the familiar story of talent meets fame meets fortune. But that's not the real story. What most coverage completely misses is how Carlos Alcaraz got here, what his wealth actually represents, and why his rise matters right now, not just for tennis, but for the future of modern athletes. This is about sacrifice before success, discipline before diamonds, and a mindset that refuses to be rewritten by fame. Today, I want to break down the full picture of Carlos Alcaraz's life, where he came from, how he built his fortune, why he lives far simpler than people expect, and what his journey tells us about greatness in a world obsessed with instant success. By the end of this video, you won't just know how rich Carlos Alcaraz is. You'll understand why his story is different and what could come next for the most important athlete of his generation. Carlos Alcaraz Garcia was born on May 5, 2003 in El Palmar, a town in the Murcia region of Spain. His parents weren't wealthy, but they were supportive. His father, Carlos Alcaraz Gonzalez, had been a professional player and ran a tennis academy. This gave him something extremely valuable: early access to the sport. At just 4 years old, he picked up his first tennis racket. From the very beginning, he fell in love with the game. He enjoyed the feeling of hitting the ball, running around the court, and competing, even as a child. That natural love became the foundation for everything he would achieve later. He didn't grow up in a glamorous environment. His hometown was quiet, and his family worked hard. But they believed in him, and that support helped him dream big. He stood out early, not just because he was good, but because he improved faster than other kids his age. When he was 11, he started training at the Ferrero Tennis Academy, run by former world #1 Juan Carlos Ferrero. This was a huge step. Ferrero wasn't just a coach. He was a mentor who understood what it takes to be the best. At the academy, he trained seriously for the first time, learning far more than how to hit the ball. He was taught to move efficiently, stay calm under pressure, think clearly during long matches, and develop a strong winning mindset, skills that later became key to his success. By the time he turned 15, he was ready to go professional. By 2020, he won his first ATP Challenger title. In 2021, he entered the top 100 rankings, something many players don't manage until their mid-20s. He was still only 18. His talent wasn't just natural, it was organized, trained, and developed with discipline. 2022 was the year everything clicked. He played with the confidence of someone who had been waiting for his moment. He won the Miami Open, then the Madrid Open, and then achieved something historic. He won the US Open and became the youngest man in the Open era to finish a season ranked #1. The tennis world had seen rising stars before, but he felt different. He wasn't nervous on big courts. He seemed to enjoy the spotlight. Then came Wimbledon 2023. In the final, he faced Novak Djokovic, the king of grass, who had won 34 straight matches at Wimbledon. Most young players lose their first big finals. Carlos didn't. He beat Djokovic in 5 sets, ending Djokovic's streak and proving he was ready to take on legends. 1 year later, in 2025, he played one of the greatest matches in tennis history. At the French Open, he faced Yannick Sinner in a match that lasted 5 hours and 29 minutes. He lost the first 2 sets and faced 3 championship points, but somehow fought back and won. Many tennis experts called it one of the best matches ever played. By 2026, he had 6 Grand Slam titles, 7 ATP, Masters 1000 trophies, and a reputation for delivering exciting, unpredictable matches. He wasn't just a champion, he was becoming the face of modern tennis. His income doesn't come only from tournaments. Even though he has earned more than $47 million in prize money, a huge part of his wealth comes from his sponsorships. His biggest deal is with Nike, which recently signed him to a long-term extension worth $15 to $20 million per year, making it one of the richest contracts in tennis. His racket sponsor, Babolat, has been with him since he was a child, but the financial details of that contract have not been publicly disclosed. His luxury watch deal with Rolex is also private, though reports confirm it is a multi-year, high-value contract typical of Rolex's partnerships with top global athletes. He also represents Louis Vuitton, another multi-year agreement that pays him to appear in global campaigns and high-profile fashion shoots, though specific numbers remain undisclosed. Meanwhile, his deal with BMW, where he serves as an ambassador for the brand's electric vehicles, provides him steady annual earnings and major brand visibility, with estimates placing his total endorsement income at over $15 to $35 million per year, depending on bonuses and appearances. Together, these partnerships form a powerful financial base. They place him among the highest-earning young athletes in the world and help explain why his net worth is already between $40 to $50 million and rising fast. Carlos Alcaraz keeps his car life simple, especially compared to many young athletes who fill their garages with luxury vehicles. The only car publicly linked to him is the BMW iX1, which costs approximately $24,000 to $28,500 US, an electric SUV he uses through his partnership with BMW. The iX1 suits him because it is modern, efficient, and low maintenance, qualities that match his personality and daily needs. Since professional tennis requires constant travel across different countries, owning multiple cars would make little sense. He spends most of the year using tournament transport or sponsor-provided vehicles rather than driving himself. The iX1 fits his limited time at home and reflects the clean, professional image he presents to the public. More importantly, it aligns perfectly with his BMW sponsorship, reinforcing a brand connection that highlights innovation, youth, and sustainability. In a world where many rising stars show off expensive collections, his choice shows maturity, practicality, and focus. He has achieved worldwide fame and earned millions, yet he has chosen to keep his home life surprisingly grounded. Instead of moving to luxury hotspots like Monaco, Dubai, or Miami, places where many top athletes relocate for glamour and tax advantages, he has stayed rooted in Spain. He owns homes in Murcia, the region where he was born and raised, and in Villena, a town close to Juan Carlos Ferrero's academy, where he has trained since his early teens. These locations let him stay close to the two things that matter most to him: his family and his training environment. His home in Murcia keeps him connected to his origins and the people who supported him long before tennis fame arrived, while the home in Villena gives him quick access to the academy that shaped his game and continues to guide his career. Unlike celebrity mansions designed to impress or attract media attention, his homes are private, calm, and practical. They are not tourist attractions, social media backdrops, or party estates. They are places where he can rest, focus, and recover from the constant travel demands of the ATP Tour. Professional tennis requires players to spend most of the year flying across continents, and the physical and mental intensity of the sport makes downtime extremely important. His homes act as recovery hubs, allowing him to recharge with familiar food, family conversations, and quiet surroundings. The simplicity of his living spaces reflects his personality: humble, disciplined, and focused on long-term success rather than showing off. Choosing to stay in Spain is also a statement. Despite global fame, he has stayed connected to the environment that shaped him, proving that comfort, identity, and emotional balance mean more to him than luxury labels or status destinations. One of the most surprising facts about Carlos is that he continued living with his parents even after he became a millionaire. Not because he needed to, but because it helped him stay balanced. His father, mother, and brothers have always been part of his journey. They keep him stable, connected, and focused. He often talks about how important his family is to him. They travel with him often, support him emotionally, and help him stay relaxed during high-pressure weeks. He has also said that dating is difficult because of his tough schedule. Traveling almost all year makes it hard to commit to relationships, but he prefers to keep his private life simple, quiet, and off social media. Carlos Alcaraz lives under a level of pressure that few young athletes ever experience. From the moment he broke into the top of the rankings, people began comparing him to tennis legends like Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic, players who dominated the sport for nearly 2 decades. For someone in his early 20s, those comparisons could easily become overwhelming. Fans expect him to win every match. Sponsors expect him to represent their brands perfectly, and the media constantly watches for any slip in form. Every match he plays is treated like a big moment, and every loss is analyzed as if something is wrong with him. That kind of attention could crush a young star, but he manages it in a surprisingly mature way. What makes him different is his natural calmness. During interviews, he speaks clearly, smiles easily, and doesn't let tough questions bother him. He avoids drama online and stays away from the negative side of social media. There are no public fights, no emotional rants, no unnecessary statements. When he loses, he doesn't blame the court, the conditions, or the pressure. He says he'll learn from it and come back stronger. And when he wins, he doesn't brag or celebrate in a way that disrespects his opponents. That balance, being confident but not arrogant, competitive but not emotional, is rare for someone his age. A big part of this calm behavior comes from what he learned at Juan Carlos Ferrero's academy. Ferrero, a former world #1, taught him how to stay composed during long matches, how to handle intense media pressure, and how to manage expectations without losing joy for the sport. This training helped him understand that pressure is part of being great. Instead of fighting it, he uses it to sharpen his focus. The academy didn't just prepare him physically, it prepared him mentally. His family also plays a major role. He grew up in a supportive environment, surrounded by parents and siblings who treat him the same whether he wins or loses. Even after becoming a global star, he spent years living with his parents, which helped him stay connected to normal life. They don't pressure him to be perfect. They encourage him to be himself. This grounding makes it easier for him to stay calm in the spotlight because he knows he has a safe, stable base no matter what happens on the court. His ability to handle pressure has become one of his biggest strengths. Fans love him not only for his athletic power and creative shot-making, but also for his positive attitude and sportsmanship. He's building a career with the understanding that pressure will always be there, but how he responds to it is what sets him apart. Instead of letting expectations drain him, he uses them as fuel. He embraces the spotlight without letting it control him, and he carries himself with a maturity far beyond his years. He plays tennis with a style that is both exciting to watch and extremely difficult for opponents to handle. One of his signature weapons is the drop shot, which he executes with such precision and confidence that it often catches even top players off guard. His forehand is another major strength. It's powerful, explosive, and capable of pushing opponents far behind the baseline. Beyond his shot making, he is known for his fast and flexible movement, allowing him to cover the court effortlessly and turn defense into offense in a single step. What makes him even more dangerous is his ability to change tactics mid-match, adjusting his strategy based on what he sees across the net and using creativity to take control of rallies. Most importantly, he plays with joy. He smiles on court, celebrates big points, and brings energy into every match. Fans can feel this joy, and that's why he has become one of the most exciting players to watch. Every sport has stars who create new generations of fans. He is one of those stars. When he plays a long rally, makes an impossible shot, or wins a big match, kids around the world grab their rackets and try to copy him. That's what makes him more than just a champion. He's an inspiration. Yes, he is worth $40 to $50 million. But here's what those numbers don't show. His popularity is global. His sponsorships will grow as he wins more. His career could last another 12 to 15 years, and his brand value is rising every year. These factors mean his future wealth may be far larger than what's visible today. He doesn't have a giant team telling him what to do. His group is small and built around trust. Juan Carlos Ferrero handles his tennis growth. His family keeps him grounded. A few professionals manage his schedule and health. This small circle approach helps him stay focused. Too many voices can confuse a player. He avoids that. As at now, Carlos Alcaraz has already built a remarkable career. He holds 6 Grand Slam titles, 7 Masters 1000 trophies, and has earned notable wins over top players like Novak Djokovic. His French Open final, widely praised as one of the sport's greatest matches, and his Wimbledon victory, which stunned the tennis world, highlight the level of tennis he brings to the court. He has accumulated over $47 million in prize money and secured major endorsements with Nike, Babolat, Rolex, Louis Vuitton, and BMW, while maintaining homes in Murcia and Villena and driving a BMW iX1 as his public vehicle. These accomplishments would be exceptional for a veteran player, yet he has achieved them in his early 20s. He has also created defining moments that fans will remember for years. His 2022 US Open breakthrough, his 2023 Wimbledon win over Djokovic, and his dramatic 2025 French Open comeback. His style and personality have brought fresh excitement to tennis, appealing especially to younger fans with his energy and creativity. Since most players peak between ages 25 and 30, Carlos's early success suggests a long and promising future. His ability to win on hard courts, clay, and grass positions him as a major contender in every tournament. Looking ahead, he is expected to add more Grand Slam titles, secure larger sponsorships, expand his global brand, and deliver more memorable matches. If he remains healthy and focused, he has the potential to become one of the greatest players in tennis history. His journey is still unfolding, and that makes watching him even more exciting. Carlos Alcaraz isn't just the future of the sport, he is its present, and he's only getting started.